Yeah. We are back live, ladies and gentlemen. Got about 40 minutes left with our guest. I guess 36 minutes to be technical. I want to take a few calls for our guest, specifically on Codex Alimentarius, specifically on GMO, the poisons, the toxins in the food, coming up in the next final segments at 1-800-259-9231. Next on my list, I had Iraq forcing them in their constitution to only grow GMO. I mean, that's tyranny right there. Even if GMO was, quote, good, why make them only buy it from Monsanto? Again, they want to set precedents, go in, take over these ancient cultures. This is a weaponized system. General Stubblebine, speak to Iraq, and then Dr. Laibow has been exposing just in Panama how the internationalists are coming in at great expense to literally contaminate things with this, even when it's illegal.
Well, in Iraq, they couldn't even save their native seeds. In other words, they had to use the GMO. I mean, it's absolutely crazy when you tell a person that it's illegal to save his seed from his last crop so that he can grow the next one. But that's what they're doing. And that's what then they give them nothing but the GMO. So now they're totally dependent upon the GMO. The first year, a lot of times they give it to them free. The next year, of course, they have to pay for it, and of course they don't have enough money to pay for it. So now they're destitute and off their farm, and the large commercial outfits have taken over all of the little tiny farmers' plots. So if you think that isn't just excruciating to watch, and we have seen it in India over and over and over again, where I'm sure I haven't seen it in Iraq, but I am sure that it's happening in Iraq. And I would not be a bit surprised if we don't see it in other parts of the world. We have literally seen it in India.
Well, sir, if there's any question that they're diabolical, showing up with men and guns and saying, you can't plant your ancient varieties, you must buy GMO from us, and then it has Terminator genes, they can't get seeds, it's patented, they come in and... I mean, this is total tyranny. Well, it's not crazy if you're evil, though. I mean, out in the open, and then here it is. Toronto bans bottled water sales citywide, but junk sodas remain legal. Again, they want you drinking the fluoride water. But again, the precedent of telling Canadians, and now San Francisco's trying it, you can't drink the water you want. I mean, this is an incredible precedent of tyranny.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
And I find it, again, excruciatingly painful to have people allow that to occur. You know, if the government says that you can't drink the water, then somebody ought to say, oh, no, not on my watch.
Let me jump in here. Not only are we talking about the 128,000 Gujarati farmers who have killed themselves because of GMO cotton, directly because of GMO cotton.
And that's mainstream news.
Pardon me?
I mean, that's admitted, by the way. They're just killing themselves. Explain that. What's happening in India?
What happens is that the GMO seed is given to the farmer. Now, remember, farmers in most of the world are marginal people in terms of the money economy.
They're on the edge.
But they have no money. And if their crop fails, they're in very big trouble. So the GMO people come along, Monsanto comes along, and they give farmers GMO cotton.
And the operative word is give.
Give farmers GMO cotton seed for free the first year. And they say, don't worry about it. You'll pay me next year because this crop will resist drought. It will prove to be much more productive. You'll get more crop. You'll be rich. And you can pay me next year for this seed. And the farmer says, oh, wonderful, plants the GMO crop, which requires more pesticide because the GMO crops have in large measure been created in order to consume high levels of pesticide. And the pesticides are like glyphosate, the second most toxic chemical, non-ionizing radiation chemical known to provide to cause cancer.
And it's when I saw mainline news that these GMO cottons leach poison into you when you wear it.
Exactly, and we've run a whole series on Morgellons which is a nightmare brought to you from above through the chemtrail spraying and through from your clothing through the GMO modifications. We're talking about an intolerably horrible disease.
You know what? I'm going to skip this break so we have time here. We're going to break about 20 seconds on the Internet. We'll still be live. We're going to come back and take calls. But when we get back, I want to ask General Stubblebine about chemtrails, his expert opinion on that, as well as Dr. Laibow. But let's continue talking about how they're forcing the GMO into countries right now with our guest. Okay, let's continue, though. Then let's come back with more gallons and back with chemtrails for the full audience. We've got
GMO cotton fails because it's not drought resistant. The farmers go bankrupt because they have to keep using more and more pesticides. And the second year, they don't have the money to pay back, nor do they have the money for the new crop seeds because GMO seeds can't be saved, as General Stubblebine was saying, and as you've said so many times on your program. And now we have farmers who are destitute, and Monsanto quite happily kicks them off the land. They migrate to the cities where their families have no hope whatsoever. And if you've never seen abject poverty in Africa, in Ethiopia, specifically Ethiopia, Kenya, South Africa, if you've never seen it in India, you have no concept what that means.
You're talking cities of 50 million, 20 million people, dead bodies laying around, human feces everywhere, hundreds of thousands of starving children. It's unbelievable.
Yes. Let me say, Alex, that I will live for the rest of my days with an image of a starving Ethiopian woman making the international sign for feed me, bringing her fingers to her lips, staring at me with absolutely dead, hopeless eyes. I will live with that graven in my consciousness for the rest of my life. That is unnecessary, and it's being brought about by globalization for the purposes of the globalizers who are
And I wanted to explain that, and I've seen the documents on this and studies, Monsanto and others will lose money. And they said, back in 99, the director, they said, we are trying to contaminate everything. We are trying to take over. And then the world will soon be contaminated with our GMO. We have the patent, and then we rule Earth. And so this is meant to just devastate. This is eugenics. Go ahead.
So the food supply is devastated. The cotton supply, the cotton won't grow. The farmers are pushed off their land. Monsanto gets the land, and now we have 128,000 heads of families dying primarily by drinking a half a cup of the very pesticide that has bankrupted them. We are talking about people, the face of humanity, being altered by this technology for its own purposes. It is not necessary to eat this food. It is not necessary to wear these products.
And for wicked yuppies, self-centered people, you're not escaping it. Yeah, I hear them laugh. Get rid of them. They're black. They're Indian. You are not immune. This is all being done to you as a soft kill weapon. It's just being done slower. They haven't turned the ambient background up as high. But farms and ranches, most of them are being lost. I mean, most are gone. Our society's now being imploded. So now we, for being passive and not being involved and not fighting back like General Stubblebine was saying, we are now sowed the wind. We're going to reap the whirlwind. And as we come back, finish up Dr. Laibow and General Stubblebine on what you're seeing in Central America with them forcing it in. Here we go. Back live, got 27 minutes left. I want to go to at least 5 of your calls. Sean, Toby, Robert, Sherry, and Dan from Washington to Illinois. Maybe get a few foreign callers in there as well.